It's easy to look at your bank account and feel completely paralyzed, like everyone else is moving forward and you're just stuck. We tell ourselves we'll start investing when life finally settles down, or we promise that we'll be generous once we actually have something to give. This is the someday trap. It's the belief that your life can only change if a massive pile of money suddenly falls from the sky. Take a guy we'll call our protagonist, an average earner immobilized by the idea he doesn't have enough capital to do anything meaningful. He decided to take this frustration to Abu. Abu calls himself a wealth engineer, and he takes a very practical, blue-collar approach to personal finance. The man looked at Abu and made a statement millions of people make every day. If I just had more money, my life would change. But waiting for a windfall creates a vacuum of inaction. If you don't start moving now, you'll never build the habits required to manage wealth if it ever does arrive. You'd expect a financial advisor to pull out a spreadsheet here, maybe talk about compound interest or budget restructuring. Abu didn't do any of that. Instead, he reached into his pocket, pulled out 10 Malaysian ringgit, about $2, and handed it to the man. He gave him one simple instruction: use this 10 ringgit to make someone smile today. When you're already stressed about money, this feels counterintuitive. You're being asked to give away the very resource you feel you're missing. Abu was forcing a pivot. By demanding the man give away a resource he felt he lacked, he broke the cycle of waiting and moved him into a role of active resource management. The next day, the man walked through his normal routine, but with a new filter. He was actively hunting for a place to deploy this tiny amount of capital. He noticed a Grab delivery rider who looked completely exhausted. Usually, he would have walked right past. Instead, he took Abu's 10 ringgit and bought the rider a hot meal. For the price of a cheap coffee, he watched a worn-out worker's posture change. He saw the immediate physical relief of someone receiving unexpected help. When the man returned to Abu, he was confused by his own reaction. He admitted that buying food for a stranger made him feel far richer than if he had spent that same money on himself. When you blindly consume, money just evaporates. But the moment you use your money to solve a problem, even someone else's, it transforms into a tool of agency. This exposes a flaw in how most of us view money. We assume that building wealth is an activity reserved for large numbers. The reality is that financial success depends on how you treat small, initial amounts. If 10 ringgit has no purpose, 10,000 won't either. Multiplying cash simply multiplies leakage. Assigning a specific job to a small bill builds the habit to manage larger sums. You're learning to tell money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Wealth isn't a reward that arrives after success. It is the daily practice that creates the conditions for success to happen in the first place. Try this today. Take a trivial amount of cash. Take 5 ringgit, or 10 ringgit, or $2. Your first rule is to stop yourself from spending it on mindless personal consumption. Instead, force that small amount into one of 4 categories. Use it to help, invest, learn, or create. Directing a small fund with intention shifts how you view every dollar. You're training yourself to see money as a tool with a specific function. Because the numbers in a bank account are just a lag measure. True wealth is built in your character and your choices, long before it ever reflects in your balance.